All right, now let's cut across to some very unfortunate piece of news coming in from Kerala. Now, in a shocking case of medical apathy reported from Kozhikode in Kerala, a 50-year-old had succumbed to injuries following a bike accident. Now, the Kerala man was rushed to the hospital in the ambulance. However, the ambulance malfunctioned and its door failed to open for 30 minutes, due to which the aid was delayed. And by the time he was taken to the intensive care unit, the 50-year-old, who was bleeding excessively en route to the hospital, succumbed to his injuries. And I'm being joined by my colleague Vivek live on the broadcast. Vivek, a very unfortunate, tragic piece of news coming in from Kerala. A 50-year-old who could have been saved, whose life could have been saved, succumbing to his injuries just owing to the complete medical negligence. And you know, this at a time when the Kerala government has been so vocal about how great their health model is as compared to other states. What more, are you picking up any kind of action that has been taken so far against the hospital officials?
See, as far as the hospital authorities are concerned, remember, this ambulance belongs to a different hospital called the Beach Hospital in Kozhikode. Now, this incident happened yesterday late evening when this particular person, had succumbed to, had met with an accident, a bike accident, and he was taken in this particular ambulance that is owned by the agency, the Beach Hospital, to the Medical College Hospital, which is the government hospital in Kozhikode. Now, by the time they reached there, remember, there were 4 people inside the ambulance, and they tried to open the door of the ambulance because the person was profusely bleeding and he needs to be taken to the intensive care unit as soon as possible. Looking at the emergency of the need, when they tried to open the door from inside, they were not able to open. When they called up the hospital staffs, even they came. They tried to bang and they tried to open, this particular ambulance from different means, especially from the left side and the right side, by breaking the window pane, but still they were not able to. Now, we have the visuals of the officials and also the locals who tried to, break open the door and also the window using stones and by force, but they were not able to. Remember, for 30 minutes they were trying, and at last, using an iron rod, they have to use force and break the door of the ambulance. By the time this man, Koyamon, was taken to the intensive care unit, he had succumbed to the injuries. He had lost his life. Remember, a very, very sad incident. Now, this is something which cannot be accepted by any means. Remember, the RMO of Beach Hospital has called for an investigation, a detailed probe into this investigation. One thing we pick up here is that this ambulance is very, very old. It's at least 10 to 15 years old, and it's been used for such a long time. And remember, there are a number of new ambulances that has been provided by the government, in these government hospitals in Kerala. In every government hospitals, you have a state-of-the-art ambulance that's been provided. But the question is that how come this particular ambulance, which is 10 to 15 years old, being provided in an emergency situation like this? An investigation is on against by the RMO. At least in the next 1 or 2 days, you can expect some kind of action. But something said that this is indeed a case of medical apathy, where an ambulance, when a patient was taken to a hospital, even though they reached there at the spot, at the medical college, they were not able to open the door of the ambulance for half an hour. He was bleeding profusely, excessively, and after which, by the time he was taken to the ICU, he had lost his life. If they were able to open the door at correct time, they could have at least saved his life. But this is something really, really shocking.
Absolutely, very appalling incident coming to the fore, which only raises questions over Kerala's health model. Thank you so much, Vivek, for joining us with all those details.